Kidding. Okay. Okay, it's real now.
That was beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was like super hard doing one for me. It's easier doing it for everybody else, but yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome. Thanks for coming. This is my official fourth guest, Jeffrey Peck, Evidential Medium. Thank you so much for coming, being here, and daring to go down the rabbit hole with me.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you. So I guess I'll just put the call out now. We're going to do some readings in a little bit. So if you want to start posting questions, do you ever do political questions, anything along that line, or do you stay more personal?
Yeah, I don't go to politics.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, no politics. Sorry. Okay. And so while you start doing that, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Peck. I have a YouTube channel as well at Jeffrey Peck Medium. I have a podcast show that is called Something Super Spiritual. The show itself, I interview friends and colleagues, teachers, gurus from all over the world. And we just talk about our journey and sharing our stories. And in that anecdotal discussion, there's so much relatable information and relatability that everybody is just, there's really great feedback coming back. And you know, my spirit is passion. I mean, my passion is spirit. And I just wanted to scream it from a mountaintop and just share everybody with everybody. So I created this show, this podcast, and then earlier this year, I started putting everything on YouTube, and that's how I met you, Jason. And you did my intro as well. And my intro is, I'm just so happy with it. It's beautiful. Yours is beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah, you have a lot of reach, so I definitely have a lot of respect for you and the show that you do and everything like that. So
thank you.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened to Something Super Spiritual,
super spiritual.
Yeah. Tune in. Just in case, because I know we're on Jeff's channel as well. I'm Jason Tempinski. I am a QHHT practitioner. So I do kind of spiritual hypnosis. So it gets people in touch with lifetimes and also spirit guides, higher selves, miraculous healing. Times are changing, and so it's also galactic beings and communities that sometimes come through as well. And then I am also a psychic medium and do spiritual counseling and kind of physical. I don't know. I tap into past lifetimes and understand physical symptoms and if they're related to past life trauma. So I'm still figuring it all out, like what I do.
You know what? I think we all are. You know, I think we all are. It's a constant evolution and development.
Yeah, and I think at least I'm aware that with the shift that's going on, there's actually thousands of abilities we're not even aware of or would understand until the shift happens. So that's kind of exciting.
It's very exciting. Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, and my partner Evan experienced a session with you, the health and wellness session, I think you called it.
Yeah.
And he was blown away by how he felt afterwards, and just the things that you were able to tap into from his past, even, you know, just his past in this life.
Yeah.
But a couple of the things that you were able to tie to past lives, and it just all resonated so deeply with him. Yeah, it's just awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. It's the more that I've been doing it, it's today was I had a session that was just it was I tapped in more than I expected to, and it was a horrible lifetime, and she's paid I can't even go into it. It was just so she already was feeling lighter at the end, so hopefully things lighten for her.
Yeah.
It was craziness. But it's all related to past life, so it was it was really powerful. It's fun. I love doing it. So yeah, I'm glad that your partner enjoyed it.
Yeah, so if anybody you're thinking about it, I highly recommend a reading with Jason. 100%.
Psychic Soul Body Wellness is what it is.
Yes, Psychic Soul Body Wellness. That's it. Yeah, it was just awesome.
All right. So, do you want to start doing readings, or what are you feeling?
Sure.
Okay. Great.
Oh, Viviana's here.
Yeah.
Hi, Keith. Hi, Samantha.
Jackie's here.
Tina.
Jackie's always here. Thank you, Jackie, for all you do.
Jackie. Annie Bear. Lisa. Ness. Hi, Ness.
All right. Jeff's here. Hi, Jeff.
Marby. Hi, Marby.
All right. Okay. No particular order. Do you just want to switch off? I'll do one, then you do one.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Sure.
Okay. Sandra Marks. I'm curious. Please give me a message from my guides. Thank you so much.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
So, Sandra, the first thing that I feel for you I feel like that I want to, how do I describe this? I feel like that I want to encourage you to, like, I want to say, let it go. I want to say, release it. I want to say, surrender. There's this feeling of, like, when we are trying so desperately to make something happen for whatever the reason might be, but it's like we're struggling. We're going against the current. We're just going against the current, and it's just really difficult. And a lot of the teaching that we have, you know, when we talk about the metaphor is going against the current, we encourage to relax into the flow, right? Relax into the flow and let your boat go where it may, through the rapids, through the struggles, through the challenges, and it eventually gets to the other side on its own. So I really want to encourage you to really, like, take a deep breath and surrender. There's so much support around you with respect to this. I hope you understand. I hope this resonates. I hope this resonates with you. But there's a lot of support around you in life, around you, and also obviously in your spiritual team, your guides and your guardians. yeah, I really want to give you a hug and just say it's going to be okay. You know, just let go for a moment and take a deep breath.
I think this is definitely a time for transformation along what Jeffrey was talking about. So, and it's a lot of these readings I feel like are collective, largely collective right now, just sort of because we are sharing in this experience of changing vibration frequency and getting stronger. This is a time of transformation for you. And I think it's building on what you were saying, Jeffrey. This is a time to let go of the past and moving forward. And it's almost like it's like the cocoon period where you need to go within and really let go of grief. That's kind of what I'm feeling around you right now. And your guides are actually, there's an energy of that you're protected and a reassurance that as you move forward, if you work on these little things like the grief, and knowing that you're not alone, even your guides are always there, whether you like it or not, that you're supported. And this is really a time to follow your heart and focus on things that are beautiful. So filling your life with beauty, looking at beautiful things. It just seems like there is this need for that. But you're supported is essentially what I'm getting. So I hope that resonates too. All right.
Thank you, Sandra. I'm giving you hugs from here.
Any
Hi,
bear? Hello, a read, please.
Annie Bear, I want to talk about your healing. I feel this. I see a lot of green around you. There's a lot of healing energy coming from your heart, from your hands, and also your throat. So I hope that you know this about yourself, but you are a natural healer in a way that people just gravitate to you. And your empathic abilities, you can feel and sense what people are, the emotions around you. And you also have this way about you that is transformative in the way that you are able to communicate with people. It's a really beautiful vibe. And I really want to encourage you to continue to move into that direction with yourself. There's a real playfulness about you that people just love to be around. And I want to be there. Oh, and you have a sore throat today.
Go figure.
Yeah. But yes, you absolutely have this way with people. There is this great sense of healing, the way the ripples that come out from you and to beyond. It's like exponential is how I want to describe it. Oh, she has a channel. Oh, I didn't know she had a channel. Okay. Annie Bear. What's your channel, Annie Bear? Go ahead, Jason.
Okay.
I'm done. Thank you, Annie Bear.
I feel like this is a really big time for you in terms of activation, in terms of I think there's a healing aspect. There's also, I think, the ability for you to really see into situations and see other people's truth and be able to tell if someone is authentic or not. I think when that's reversed, you're not as sure about truth, which is kind of where I'm kind of being led to talk about just opening yourself up to the next level. I don't know if part of astrology is your specialty in any capacity, but there is this feeling of needing to tap into, and this is actually coming through pretty frequently, like a stellar activation. So going out at night, standing on the stars with the moon, it might be a good way for you to really tap in. There's also the ancestral aspect of activation. So I don't know if you have healers or others with abilities in your family line. Just acknowledging that they are present with you and they can help with this activation as well, and just developing that sense of inner truth and guidance. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So I hope that helps. Modern day shaman.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she's Native American, so that's definitely ancestral.
Yeah, yeah. Reaching for the star people, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I was alluding to, but I didn't want to outwardly say that. So yes, tap into that energy right now. All right. Thank you for the question request.
Thank you, Annie Bear. I'm gonna look you up when we're done here. Yeah.
All right. Keith Fletcher. What does Spirit have to say for some guidance? Thank you.
Hi, Keith. You know what? Off the top of my heart, Keith, the first word in my head was grounding. And I want to encourage you to consciously ground yourself more often than you do. There's this sense of retreating a little bit more into the sanctuary of you and that self-care, that reminder of self-care where we, if we're attuned to the Reiki, we give ourselves a Reiki treatment. If we like the crystals, we hold on to some healing crystals, and with the intention of being cleared energetically. A salt bath, with crystals and aromatherapy candles. It's another intention of clearing and connecting ourselves with ourselves in the water to the earth. So I feel like that this is also connected with, like, I also want to say boundaries. So if there are any instances in your surrounding where you felt like you wanted to say no, but you didn't, for your own sanity and peace of well-being, remember those boundaries. It's okay. It's okay to say no. It's and it's not saying no forever. It's saying no in the right now for you to take care of yourself.
Interestingly, I got the card grounding.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So exploring your roots. This is a time, I think, for you to, in order to really begin releasing some of your fears. I feel like some of these may be other lifetime related that are holding you back in the now. So really paying attention to limiting beliefs and the beliefs of others. If you tend to have it feels like you kind of have a group of friends or family around you that tends to help you to change your mind in ways that I think that's it's okay to say no. just trusting yourself. And there's a strong emphasis on just that there's no right and wrong direction in life and right and wrong choices. And so it could be some of these fears are related to what's happened in the past. And so this just feels like a really important time to do the grounding, tap in, and really take an inventory, I guess is a weird word to bring forward, but what relationships are serving you and what beliefs are serving you and what are those that are holding you back. Because doing this type of reflective work will help you get the inspiration and open or kind of illuminate the path forward for you. So that's kind of what I'm getting right now for you too. So that resonates for you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith.
Do you want to pick a question?
Yeah. Oh, Gwen's here. Hi, Gwen. Oh, you know what? Let's take this. This is really kind of more your aisle. But,
Okay.
But it's not giving me the show and the hide. So
really?
Nope. So the one with Lisa Keller. Lisa Keller, we're coming at you.
Lisa Keller. Please tell me my last life before this one, including how I passed it. I shared any of my. Thank you very much.
You know, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, did you have a?
You know what? I pulled 3 cards, and I almost never pull for 3 cards. But look at this. So she's asking about, if she spent it with her husband or her kids, in the past life and whatever. The first card I got was miracles. The second card I got was children. The third card I got was romance, meaning your partner. So, I mean, wow. I was already feeling like there was a karmic connection, but that's really amazing. Okay, sorry, Jason, go ahead.
No, actually what I was going to say is I feel like just within the question you already have your answer, so you kind of validated that on the spot. And this goes, I think, in general, when we have the question comes from somewhere. So if you've had that sense that you've had lifetimes with adult kids and the husband, your husband, I feel like one or two of your children may be sensitive or having abilities. So I'm not sure if all 5 have been in previous lifetimes. I don't know if that resonates. I would just have to know a little bit more physical information about your present life to really connect into the past lives. I know that might sound strange, but that's kind of how I start tapping in. What's funny is I did pull the abundance card. So my intuition is saying you had a difficult lifetime in the past. I'm almost wondering if you had children in the past life. I mean, it is possible that you've had several lifetimes, but just in the past life, it was learning about, not having abundance and not having just a lack of family and connections and such. So I think that in transition, I'm not sure about a death, but definitely you kind of learned your lesson about a lack. And so there is this learned gratitude in terms of having a family and what that means. So Yeah, physical symptoms, if you guys have questions about lifetimes, they kind of direct me. I don't fully understand why, but just let me know. So, all right. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
We did Keith's. Glorious. Should I stay in my long distance relationship?
Glorious, I feel this. I feel this distance, but not physical distance, a physical distance. I feel an emotional distance that is happening within this relationship. I feel like the situation causing you to ask this question, I just feel I feel lonely, and I feel like I'm like if I'm you, and let me know if you in the context if comments if this makes sense to you, if this resonates. But I feel this sense of loneliness. I feel this sense of like am I wasting time? I also want to say that I absolutely feel a connection here. But I also want to encourage you to use your voice. I want to encourage you to use your voice. I don't feel like that there is an absolute break happening. I don't feel like that it should go that direction, but I'm feeling like that your voice needs to be used right here. We have to ask for what we need if we aren't getting it. And I really want to encourage you to step out on a limb and make those requests. Because when I'm feeling this unfulfilled feeling, like it's not throughout the entire ball of the relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? There's just this piece where it's like I'm just feeling that there's a void that I'm feeling, that I'm having a hard time explaining. So yeah, I really want to encourage you to use your voice and pay attention and listen to yourself, because you know what works for you. You know what is a no-brainer. You know what is a deal breaker. And I feel this great sense of love and connection and nurturing and within you, meaning that you're this kind of person. And I just feel like that there's yeah, I just really want to encourage you to use your voice.
Yeah, I pulled some cards for this. So the toadstools about growth. This is more about the potential or what lies beneath. And so what I kind of on the same wavelength with Jeffrey in terms of that the distance, physical distance, is limiting the extent to which you're able to grow as a person, and just making, I guess, having relationships that in which you can share more with someone or some people. There is a focus on really seeking out or spending time with your soul family. So if you do not have particular connections that you feel like you could be completely open to, I feel like that this is something that's really the most important for you now, is finding genuine connections with people, that it isn't a matter of romance, but more about love in non-romantic sense. Also the mirror guardian. So just taking time to reflect. I think that, and just in terms of what your guides are kind of pointing to, is just asking the questions of how long has this been? What is the outlook and what's the future? How do I feel? And just all the circumstances surrounding why is the long distance still an issue and a concern? So that's kind of what I got. I think that there is, it's a happiness card, but I think this is more about seeking the happiness that you deserve and questioning, are you happy now in terms of the relationship, and what needs to change in order for that to help you move forward to your own joy and your own peace within. So yeah, that's what I have.
I'm hugging you from here, Glorious. I'm a hugger. Can you tell?
Sometimes I feel like guides always I always feel like I'm the downer about relationship questions, but it's always like, are they strong? Are they happy with themselves? It's like,
yeah,
yes, you just run off into the sunset, and that doesn't really happen with me.
Well, yeah.
All right, next one.
Oh, Vicky's here. Hi, Vicky. I just spent some time with Vicky a couple hours ago. We had a great time together. Hi, Samantha. Samantha, I want to, interestingly, like when I'm tuning into you, sometimes I see energy around, our aura, let's be honest, our aura, but I see magenta around your ears, and it's kind of the color of the wings in the hummingbird. But I feel like I need to talk about your clairaudience, and that there have been messages been coming through your clairaudience lately in a way that might feel new to you. I feel like that there are some signs that you've been receiving, and this like trends, almost like this shift in your vibe, that you are like starting to open up a little bit more. You're starting that curious sense about growth and evolution and development. And I want to encourage you to get curious about all that a little bit more, because it feels like you're coming to it feels like you're being leveled up, is how I want to describe it. It feels like you're being leveled up. And it's almost like you've been asking, I want to say you've been asking your guides for help in evolving and developing and understanding your clairs. And this, I just feel like this is a big reminder and pat on the back that you're really starting to recognize in a way that you hadn't in the past. And I just want to say, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So definitely.
I love it when this happens.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say, like, you may be the type that it's like, okay, so I have these abilities, now what? There's this encouragement to just have faith and trust that things will unfold once you make the decision to recognize those abilities that you have, the clairaudience, or others you might suspect that you have. Because we're in a time when things are becoming stronger and abilities are being turned on for some people literally overnight. And so there is a reason why we're all here, and it's not clear what exactly we're all going to be doing on the other side of the shift that's going on, but it will be literally like something switched on for us and we'll know why. So there is this sense it's the meandering pathway. So it's kind of like you're journeying through the forest, guided by your own light. You really don't see what's on the other side, but just having trust in the faith that this is an important thing to do right now. And also knowing that you are surrounded by light and guidance, and not giving up and staying focused. And I think that there's an element of that this will take you new places, adventures, that you really aren't aware of our possibilities yet, but they will be. So just doing that type of work with yourself and your guides and your team. So I think that's kind of exciting.
Very. Oh, it's always exciting. And there's always something new.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Samantha.
Oh, here's one. Linda. My question is, during meditation, I spin and fly all around, but I don't see anything or go anywhere. Just fly.
Oh. Hi, Linda. It's great to see you too, by the way. In meditation, they say that when we start to witness those colors and the kaleidoscope of colors, and I remember when I started to get these massive light shows when my eyelids are closed, they say that we are starting to open up. That information or that energy comes from our pineal gland back here, which is also called the third eye. But that we're actually starting to touch that spiritual veil where we open up within ourselves. And I understand the spinning and flying around. I mean, it can be disorienting. It can be, but that's, when we sleep, we leave our bodies, we travel, we go with our guides, we go, I always ask, hey guys, in my deep sleep, take me away. Let's go do some healing and some learning and whatever in my best and highest good. But that happens in meditation as well. When we can go into that deep, deep meditation, and it's almost, meditation to me is very similar to hypnosis. It's like this self-guided hypnosis where you can be in that, you can hit that zone in your meditation, and all of a sudden an hour goes away and it literally feels like it's been 6 minutes. The first 6 minutes of you struggling to try to quiet your brain, quiet your ego, and all of a sudden, bam. So yeah, I want to encourage you to continue with this. Play with those sea of colors. And you know what? Ask your guides in the middle of all of that. Ask them to kind of give you some downloads as to what the colors mean. What do they mean for you? I think it's awesome. I think it's very exciting.
That's so interesting what you just said. I really talk about hypnosis with people in terms of it just being meditation, because I think that there's so much preconceived ideas around what hypnosis is and the ways that it's used for entertainment purposes and all that. And I think that it's just much easier for people to resonate with the idea of meditation. So I love that parallel. What's interesting, and I will share, when I had my own session, people see lifetimes, people go places. All I saw was color, and it was the swirling and everything else. My conscious mind was getting kind of frustrated, even though I know the process and I'd been doing it. For a year and a half before I had my first session, and it was like, what the hell? And it's really, it's whatever you see, whatever most resonates. It's also a matter of sometimes, when you do this work, even in the hypnosis, sometimes you directly go to energy. You don't even see lifetimes. And so that's kind of the beautiful part, and just having no expectations going in. It was revealed to me that I understand energy in ways that I'm unaware of. It's kind of like almost a passive thing for me. And I work with energies in different capacities. I won't go down that road, but I'm just giving you the reassurance that beyond the physical plane and everything else, spinning and flying, not really a big deal. So just having trust that you're getting what you need to get, go with it and trust it. And I really feel like you are getting information when you do that type of meditation, and you are seeing the colors, because everything is sound and color and sound. So that is often a way that we receive messages without even being consciously aware. So
yeah, and Tanji says that maybe for some of us, the point is to constantly bring our attention back to the present moment. And absolutely, that's being mindful and in the moment and present with the now, right?
yeah. I get excitement with that, so I think you should not. You should too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, don't worry. Don't worry. You're seeing what you need to see and experience, and it's all part of our journey. Let's see. What's next? Gina. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
I'm having stomach and bowel issues due to my choices currently in past life. How can it be clear? It's J and J.
So, Gina, I'm going to talk to you more from my own personal experience rather than like psychic connection at first, because I have recently experienced this since, oh gosh, probably, I don't know, in the last 6 months. I've ended up in the emergency room 2 times in 2 weeks. I've never been to the emergency room in my 52 years. And in April, I was there twice, 2 weeks apart, with diverticulitis. The intestines, if we look at the intestines and what they do for us, the intestines absorb nutrients, they flush waste, they are, I mean, as important as our brain. I mean, they say that our intestines are our second brain. Everything is that connected. So as I was experiencing my stomach issues, I was really going within, and I was going deep to really try to understand, okay, what is it in my life right now that I'm struggling with? What is it that I can't stomach in life? What is it that I just like, I'm being so stubborn and inflexible and resistant that I just am having, I'm tripping over myself, basically. And, when our bodies are going through these issues, which Jason can talk a lot more about because this is his aisle, the body gives us messages all the time. And the stomach and intestinal tract issues are really, for me, recognizing what it is that I am absorbing in life. Maybe I am in a crowd that might not be my vibe, so to speak. Maybe I'm suddenly with a crowd of gossipers. And it's so easy to get wrapped up into those stories, right? Stepping away and creating boundaries. That's one way to, you know, be able to stomach life a little bit easier and not absorb the toxicity. So, yeah, Jason, what do you have to say about that from your aisle?
Yeah, I mean that's the digestive system is all about how we interact, take in, absorb, or release or hold on to emotion.
Ooh, that's it too. Holding on.
Yeah. Depending on which way the flow is going, or if there's no flow, I'll put it like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what are you trying to get rid of? What are you holding on to? In Gina's case, I think we kind of touched on this. I do think that a lot of this has to do with a particular lifetime. I think we talked about this. So just acknowledging and making very firm and clear, this is not that lifetime, that past lifetime. I think you know which one I'm referring to. This is not that past lifetime. I no longer need to carry this. I have enough to worry about in this life. You know, it's a lot of pressure, and it's something that this applies to everyone who kind of has a symptom or a illness or anything where your first intuitive sense is this doesn't belong to me or anything like that. That acknowledgement is a clue and a hint to say, I release you, I acknowledge it, I understand it, this is how it's impacting me now, I need it to be gone. Yeah, the witch one. Yes. I mean, even the setting that you're in, the small town, I don't want to give away your life, but it's just it being very firm. I do not need to carry this. I'm not in the 1700s as being accused of being a witch. That self-judgment, all of that is the bowels of history and also your life. So I know I feel it still with you. It's just having the trust that you don't have to repeat that cycle again. And I know that it's difficult in a small town in the UK. That seems eerily similar to past lifetime. So just have the faith. I know you can heal. I know you can do it and heal. So
yeah, you know what, Gina? I pulled 2 cards for you while Jason was talking. The first card is healing. And the next card is emerging. So you are, by consciously addressing this, like we're talking about it, by consciously talking about it and working through, you are facing it and allowing healing energy to flow.
Yeah. I mean, even as preventative, if you start feeling flare-ups or whatever else, that means that you're falling into the pattern of fear of being judged, fear of people talking about you, all that stuff that was related to being paraded through a town as a witch. So just anything equated with that experience, if you start having bowel issues, just acknowledging this isn't mine. I don't need to go there and do this. So
yeah, just even talking about this with myself, I was trying to go back in my own time and try to figure out what it is that I've been holding on to. And in the last 5 to 12 years, I went through a really, really the most difficult job experience of my life and one of the most difficult breakups of my life, all at the same time. And no matter how much I try to forgive, release, mercy, grace, even on myself for the behavior that like the way that I behaved at times through all of that, And I think I'm doing great. I think I've really been able to forgive myself or forgive them and let go and surrender to just the path, learn from it, right? Just learn from it and know better. When we know better, we do better, right? But when you're talking about, what are you holding on to? It just dawned on me sitting here. There are times when I catch when you are processing a really difficult experience and suddenly you find out you wind up in you're having a battle, a dialogue in your head, that those old conversations, those old arguments with that person or that person. I still find myself doing that. So yeah, there's still some things that I'm holding on to, and yeah, and just sitting here having this conversation, it made me realize it. So,
and the thing is that when we don't release it, and this is what's so important. Like, we have a situation, we don't speak up, we don't voice our truth. So, we have coworkers who constantly take advantage of us. Example, we never speak up. That rage and that anger and frustration we carry, and then 20 years down the road, bowel issues or anger from cancer from the spiritual perspective is bent up anger that we haven't released. So it's like you're giving your power away to these people who were originally taking advantage of you in a situation over your health and your overall being. So it's like, if anything, do it so that you don't have to carry their power. That's really what it is. We hold on to that anger and that regret or that shame or whatever else. We're giving these people power over us for the rest of our lives and potentially lifetimes. So if anything, it's do it for you. If anything, it's just not worth it. And again, I know forgiveness is sometimes hard, especially when it's a really difficult situation. But love and forgiveness and love, that's constantly coming through sessions. It's the best thing we can do. And it's the acknowledgement that, people are on their own paths. We don't know what their paths are. They make their own choices and decisions. And if they choose to harm others or they choose to make people feel insecure, they make certain decisions that impact someone else. That's their choice, and it's not a reflection of our character and who we are. So that's my soapbox.
Yeah, doing the work. The work is the work. That's doing the work. The forgiveness, the releasing and letting go, and it's so hard. But that's when we're able to truly move through all of this while we're here, that's the healing between the dash. When we talk about, on the tombstones, 1970 to 2040, it's the healing between the dash. When we can do this healing while we're here, it is exponential growth for our soul.
Yeah. And we won't have to come back and do it again. That's another reminder that constantly comes through. You don't do this now, you're going to have to go back and do this all over again. And the next time, it's going to be harder.
Yeah. And Katie, that is absolutely the truth.
Yeah, it is for the forgiver. Definitely. It's just release, and you're putting the ball back into their court, and they can do what they will with it. That's it. Period. Yeah.
Ooh, wow, guys, this is a great conversation.
It's so important right now. It's like my guides are just like, it's really important. If you haven't forgiven someone, do it tonight. Maybe that will quiet them down.
Yeah, Captain Morgan. No, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again either. Let's be honest.
That's seriously, it's, again, they're yelling. We have to do it. If you don't want to do this again, if you want to get on the train to the new earth, let this all go. Seriously. I can't stress it. And they have said to me that if we hold on to fears and shame and all these negative things that are tied to fear, it's going to dramatically shape how we experience the future. I don't know what that means, but I don't want to live there. So
Yeah.
so important right now.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of, spirituality and this work, a lot of this work really can be exciting and fun. I mean, seeing light shows and meditation, or going into a hypnosis and experiencing memories from past lives. That can be really exciting and eye-opening, right? Eye-opening to recognizing patterns of your own behavior in this life and being like, oh, okay, I get that. But this part that we're talking about, this spiritual work, this is not fun. This is the hard part. I mean, this is truly the grueling. The ego wants to resist and dig the heels in and say, no, no, no. I was a victim. I was. But at some point, I have to let that go. And I have to say thank you for that experience, because it made me stronger and it made me more empathic for that bully, who is probably just bullying me because they were probably abused early on in their days and they don't know how to express love and nurturing. You know what I'm saying? So it's this, this is the hard work, what we're talking about. Woo.
Yeah, but then there's also the side that bully, you get to the other spirit side, and it's like your soul family. It's, energy is really close to you that loves you unconditionally, and they say, I was a really good bully, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So that's a kicker too. Like, you don't know spiritually that this person and you agreed to this conflict in order for both of you to grow in different ways. So it's kind of like a cruel joke on ourselves, even though, it is for growth. But
yeah,
to just acknowledge that someone that you despise is a strong word in this life could be the very person that you're closest to in spirit. And so just keeping that in mind.
Yeah.
Which is a difficult perspective.
Yeah. An old friend of mine calls those people for us the bullies, the abusers. An old friend of mine calls those the noble adversary, because of how they really force us to grow.
That's perfect. Really. Really.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Yeah. This got really serious really fast. Thank you, Gina.
Yeah, thank you, Gina. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys all for being here. I love being.
Let's see. I've gotten behind in questions. Beck.
Hi, Beck.
Reading message from my guides. Most pressing, you decide. It's kind of a poem.
You want me to go, or you want to go?
Sure.
So, Beck, in tuning into you, I just feel like I want to break out into song. So, I wonder. It makes me like, is music around you? I feel like that the music is important to you, and I feel like that there is healing within the music. I also want to talk about, I feel like you're in the stage of really manifesting. I feel like that there is this great sense of manifestation happening for you right now. And I really want to I want to be your cheerleader. I want to jump up and down with you right now and just say, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm feeling that music again. I want to, she's a Dr. Seuss fan.
See, I knew it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that there is a lot of manifesting happening with you right now. I feel like that there is a lot of manifesting with respect to the stages of the moon that you are consciously aware of. And I just want to go back to the music because I just feel like music is energetically, I see it all around you. Yeah.
I mean, I pulled some cards. It's all about celebration, all about love, love everywhere, love around you. Love is your thing. You are a vessel for love and freedom and joy. That's not to say you haven't had challenges from your noble adversaries. And I'm going to say this again, and it's mainly I have this card, a stellar gateway activation. That has to do with manifestation. So, yeah, sound. I don't know if you're a sound healer as well, that it's more than just the music, but really, I know that there's going to be so much more remembering that's associated with the power of sound that we have lost touch with, that will be used in the future. And I think I'm getting the sense that might be part of your path ahead. And there's also the warrior, being fearless and standing strong. So I almost feel like your connection with Earth is strong and that you are able to weather the storm, so to speak, just through the love and the joy that you radiate and you share with others. And here it is again, rejuvenating rain, clearing the past, healing the present. Doing the work that none of us want to do, really taking inventory, where you've been. Old patterns don't have to continue, but just because they're patterns, those can be changed. Limiting beliefs. This is also a signal to use water as like a cleansing and purifying, setting your intention into the water. Even if you're going to take a bath or a shower, say, you know, this is going to be a detoxifying bath, or I'm seeking abundance. This is going to bring me abundance and spirituality. Water reacts to it. It's a fact. It's been told to me by spirit several times. So really using water is kind of like a ritualistic aspect to releasing the old and shedding the past and energies that you just no longer need. That was a lot.
Yeah, Beck. Like there is just this huge nature vibe that I just feel with you. Like, and I just want to go hug a tree with you. Like, I do. I want to go out into the woods and hug a redwood with you.
Yeah. It's like you're the solid oak.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's the tree in the background. It's no.
It very well could be, but I love it.
Yeah. Oh, this kind of fell out too. Earth Mother.
Oh, look at that. Yeah,
Feel loved and comforted. Definitely this time would be important to reconnect with the earth in ways that, because she is waking up, this is part of the transition. She needs the healing energy of laughter and joy and having fun. That's a vibration and frequency that actually heals the planet. So I feel like you don't have issues having fun, but for others, it's even though it might not seem like the time, now's the time to just experience joy it's infectious. It helps each other, and it's powerful. So I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again, but
that's okay. Yeah, you're just reiterating the truth.
yeah. Do it. Okay. How are you on time?
You know, I'm really good. I had so for those of you that, I don't know how many people are on here from my channel, but I had a live stream that was planned at 6 o'clock with Debbie Romero. So let's all send her some love and healing energy because she has the flu. So yeah, so this is in place of that hour of power with Debbie.
It still could be an hour of power.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm totally good.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the upfrontness. What crap or gifts are affecting me in this life?
I love the candor.
That's the word I was looking for.
Hi, Aaron. I'm giving you a hug too.
I saw in chat she said you sound like a lead singer of somebody, I think. Not sure. I could
me?
Yeah, you. It was earlier.
Oh, I'll have to go through the comments after it's all said and done. Thank you. Okay, Aaron, focus. So I want to talk about your, well, you know what? I said it earlier. I'm going to talk about your candor because I feel like that this is a great gift for you. There's a great sense of assertiveness with you that you really tell it like it is. You let people know, you have a great sense of setting boundaries, and you really have no problem with it. Like, you don't mean, you're not out to hurt anybody's feelings, but just by being yourself, candid, assertive, you know, people's feelings might get hurt. That's not about you. And I want to encourage you to really pay attention to that strength within yourself, and at the same time recognize that we can still be assertive and we can still be candid with people without using so much strength. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying change who you are, not by any stretch. And I'm not saying, you know, be fluffy with your answers. No, speak your truth. But I want to encourage you to continue with this. There's also like, there is a, like, you too, I've got this feeling of empathic. I've got this feeling of healing within you, but more it's with your voice. There's a great sense of healing with your voice and the way that you are able to communicate with people and your strength behind that voice. Does that make sense to you, Aaron? And I love it. I absolutely love it. You're an odd mix of shy and pushy.
Yeah, I wonder if you've been told that you have galactic guides. I always feel weird when I get into this territory. I do feel like that there is, I think you are here for a reason, and I don't think that you've spent a lot of time here on the earth. That might be why, you don't put up with people's crap that much. I mean, there's a lot of beings and entities and energy and light and other, there's a lot going on now, and it's not just about the earth. There are a lot of volunteers who are here that did not necessarily want to come back this lifetime, but they did because it's important for the vibration and for everyone's progression. I don't know if any of that resonates with you, if you've had that sense, but I really encourage you to maybe explore that in terms of guides. I think it's also interesting this too, the animal guardian, trusting your instincts. I feel like you were here for a very, and I don't usually, you were here a long time ago, and you're back for this. I don't know, the energy that you give out, or I'm getting, it is the no nonsense, but just based on the work that I've done, I know that there are different energies and beings who it's like, there's no time for, like Jeffrey said, the fluffiness. It's, there's no need. It's people hear what they need to hear. I feel like you're an empath, 100%. And that's, I think, the protective aspect, that you do have that ability just to block out, which I think is just an aspect of your own protection, which is what is needed right now, because it is craziness and just everyone is dealing with change and crap from the past. But the encouragement is that even though you may not completely feel connected with or understand your place here, that it's important to keep moving forward and not let others dictate your self-worth and what you're here to do. And I don't feel like you're doing that, but I think that that's a reassurance as we move forward, that even if that comes into question, knowing that you have a galactic cheerleading squad behind you that is behind your back. And I think you sense that too. So yeah, just focusing on your heart chakra seems like that I'm being pointed to that too. So that's all I have.
Yeah, that was awesome. Did you see? She said she was contacted by the Brotherhood of the Wavelength of Energy during a spirit writing long ago.
Interesting.
That's the galactic piece that you were feeling.
Yeah. A lot of us have galactic guides. It's just we are not aware, and some of us, it takes a certain level of belief.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's
for them to present themselves and make it known. So it's interesting though. I feel like that's going to start becoming more apparent for people too. So, galactic readings.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. Maybe it's time to get back in touch with that brotherhood. All right. CS. I'm currently looking for a job. Do you see anything soon? That was wild. Big thanks. Yeah. It's kind of a strange feeling. It's almost like a reassurance. Like I knew that, but I just didn't fully recognize it. So
Hi, CS. I want to say yes. Okay. I want to say yes. And as I was tuning into you, I kept hearing 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And here's the thing. I feel like there are going to be a couple of options presenting themselves, a couple of opportunities presenting themselves right about the same time. And there's I've not heard the 1 and 2 and the 1 and 2 and the 1 and 2 before. So right up front in connecting with somebody. So I don't know if it means 1 or 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 months, or but it feels like there are 2 opportunities that will be presenting themselves to you. And I'm really like, I want to lean towards the second one. Yeah, that's really unusual. But yes, the answer is yes. There is something soon. And let us know. Come back and let us know, what
it must
happens.
be the check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Are you in entertainment? What I'm getting is that there's almost, and this is kind of how things come through for me, that there needs to be a level of grounding with you. One, just having the faith in yourself. There is a focus on kind of, your inner core as far as building strength and also self-confidence and self-worth. So I don't know if that may be something that is kind of a life path challenge for you. Just being in recognition that you do hold a lot of light and you have a lot to share. And I feel like that there's one job opportunity that seems natural, but there's one that you really want. But it would take work and confidence to get it. So I'm not, maybe that's the 1 2 1 2 1 2. Not having fear in that. And the B spirit, prosperity, just knowing that regardless of the job position, and this comes from spirit a lot, it's not what you do, it's how you do it and how you see yourself in terms of joy and happiness in the job that you're doing. Because a lot of us are here just by virtue of being here and touching people's lives and talking with them and everything else. We're doing the work we're supposed to. So that can occur anywhere, any career, any profession. The B spirit, it's all about abundance. And it's that willingness to connect with the fun and the joy and the inner light that you hold. Because in all actuality, bees and fairies are best friends. And so it's this magical, like, kind of really trusting the wonderment associated with this process and this decision. And I don't know how that relates, but not being afraid to move forward and standing your ground is what's important. So.
Yeah, CS, I see a lot of yellow around you, and yellow represents me, especially in the work field. Somebody who's very detail oriented, somebody who crosses their I's and dots their T's. I said that backwards. You know what I mean? Somebody very detail oriented, very organized. Does this sound like you? I feel like that this job is it feels upper level. but it feels very detail oriented, like spreadsheets and dollars and cents and managing that kind of flow. Does that make sense, CS? I hope so. Oh, CS says up here, I work in merchandising and buying.
Mm.
Maybe they use a lot of spreadsheets.
I imagine.
Oh, anyway, CS, the answer is yes. And it's going to be awesome.
Choose the one that will bring you most joy. That's what I keep hearing. So, whatever that means. Okay.
You know what? I saw one go by. Bonnie asked if she was supposed to. I don't see it now, but it was quick. She asked if they were supposed to write their questions out on both channels. But when you guys write out a comment on my channel, it still comes through.
Yeah.
The comments, the list. Oh, she says, yes, I work with details, dollars, spreadsheets, but also produce product development. Aha. Okay. Yeah.
I hear talking when you're not talking. That's what Annie Bear says. I'm not sure who that's referring to. Yeah, if you just want to repost your questions, I've been kind of jumping around, so if I didn't see it, that's my oversight. So
let's find. Yeah, Bonnie. Bonnie, type your question again. Bonnie hears voices. Or Annie hears voices.
My grandma always used to say, it's okay if you hear voices, but if you answer them, then it's an issue. That was her humor. She did hear voices and she did talk to them. She had abilities. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear any other talking anywhere. I mean, from Annie is what I'm saying. Like on the speakers, in the room, anything.
So there's Melinda. I don't see Bonnie.
Yeah, I hope Bonnie's still here.
Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye out for Bonnie's question.
We'll watch for you, Bonnie.
Happy Jackson. What's your prediction with the weather, climate change in the United States and world?
Ooh. Yeah, it's just, I love the weather. I've been a weather rat since I was a kid. I used to get up on the roof and watch lightning. It drove my parents bananas. Yeah, Happy Jacks. I think it's just getting worse. It's getting stronger. I feel like there are going to be many more powerful storms and much more like extreme. It's going to be extreme drought, extreme storms, and it's really disconcerting. There's a lot of scientific research on this, the poles melting, right? And Antarctica and all those things that are coming up or being found in the ice in Antarctica. But aside from that, I mean, just the water rising and not only that, but all that water melting into the salt, the ocean, the saline is like the lifeblood, the currents that flow, around the world in the oceans, it's all going to be affected. And I don't think that like it's going to be like mass destruction. So there's no fear like to be thinking about mass destruction right now, but we are literally, I feel like we are literally on the precipice of, needing to come together in a way where we can, help the future generations. Yeah, Katie, the currents might collapse. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I the thing that's really important, excuse me, to point out about this is the alternative to complete destruction and annihilation. So, if anything, this what is coming is actually in support of us moving forward and not doing a complete reset like that happened with the Ice Age and the dinosaurs. Those
Yeah.
were all resets where we had to start from ground zero. So this it's the alternative because there is a recognition that the way that things have gone and are set up, that we're not getting to, or we haven't gotten to a specific point at which a lot of our memories and understandings and consciousness returns. So the earth, I mean, the understanding is it's instead of us being reset, the earth is choosing to move into the new vibration. With that comes cleansing. It's like Gaia needs a bath, and so that's what's going to happen, because there's a lot of negative energy, animosity, hatred, war. There's things that are still left over from, I've been told even like Hurricane Katrina, part of that was rinsing away the old South conflicts, war, racism, hatred. It's that energy is thick in some places in the world. So that's why this flood, or the flooding, is going to be necessary. And I've been told that there won't be any more deserts. That, for example, Sahara Desert, ancient times, ancient Egypt, it used to be this lush, almost tropical place. So there is this rebirth and revitalization of just the earth. Still, it's the question, okay, what about me? But this information isn't, the purpose is always about to inform and not to create fear, because fear is exactly what is not supposed to be happening surrounding it.
Right.
So that's really important, that this information is meant to inform us about what's to come, but not cause us to, grab our children and run for the hills. It's meant to be just, and we can, our beliefs, optimism, knowing this is for the best, can radically shift how things go. So it's really complicated.
Well, it's true. What you're saying, we are so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
We are so powerful, and we are even more powerful together. We are so much better together. When we're talking about this, the climate, the weather, it's getting worse. It's getting, the anger out there, the resentment, the animosity between cultures and countries and religions and races, and I mean, you name it. But while we were talking about this, I pulled this card. And a lot of this really can be viewed synchronistically as blessings in disguise, because so much of this synchronistically, we're waking up. We all know this. We've been talking about this. They've been talking about it since the 60s. The people are waking up and waking up. They're waking up even more now, and it's in that we can truly shift together.
It's so true. I mean, we have our individual beliefs, but the collective belief system, whether through, just coming together in prayer or however else you want to come together, the collective manifestation is the most powerful. And that exists in so many forms. So if we allow fear to control us all, we'll be equally responsible for the destruction that occurs around us. If we choose joy and optimism and love and being together and hope for the future, and knowing that all this chaos and political other things is just going to be a memory and not a reality, that's what they want us to be doing. Because essentially they have faith that we can move forward. That's why there was a time last year where there was a debate in the galactic community. And I bring this up a lot, and it was shocking to me that there was a question as to whether to stop a nuclear threat that was very prominent. And
wow.
Yeah. It was last June. I've talked about this on some shows, but they told me, they said, and it was a galactic council, it was coming through a client, and they said, there's a real nuclear threat right now, that it's a question as to whether there will be intervention, which was shocking to me, because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Because my understanding, it's the atomic bomb, it wasn't just about us, and it wasn't about the Earth. It was catastrophic for the entire everything in existence. So there was a promise that non-interference, but in the event of nuclear threat, I mean, even the stories about nuclear silos being turned off, and things like that, that was all part of it. It's like, they're not going to let it happen again. But
wow.
Last year it was a question, and they said there's a lot less of us who are optimistic about humanity and their progress. And then there's also particular people in power who have a lot of knowledge that there was an agreement that things would start to be released, and it hasn't happened. And so there was like, do we have to reset it again? And I said, okay, that's great. But then I said, what is the timeline? Where's the threat? And they said, it is Russia. There is a very real nuclear threat. But they said that if you would know by the winter months if we decide to intervene. So there was this process of, I put it off to the side because I trust, because they said this isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to just share this information. But I was kind of like, when December hit, I knew we were good.
Awesome.
But the unfortunate thing is that it's still, and it drives like the galactic community crazy, and just how things are painted in like movies and the media and everything else. Like it's hurtful, and I even saw a show a couple of weeks ago unintentionally about aliens, and it was actually pretty current, and they were interviewing some guy from the 60s who he worked in a nuclear silo and had the experience where all the nuclear weapons were shut off. But the show itself was painting it as we were defenseless so that they could attack us, and it was the complete opposite of why. So it's really human. Yeah.
Kindergartners.
I know. It just blew me away. I was like, I turned it off, but I was like, what? Wow. You're really taking this as we're defenseless, and they turn it off because they want to attack us? It's a horrible portrayal when it's the exact opposite. It's just unfortunate. It makes me sad.
Yeah, it is. I saw Hypnicity, which, by the way, Hypnicity, I love that name. Hypnicity said, stand together, rise together, or something like that. And yes, 100%. And Trudy says, we're all one together with each other and everything else. We're all energy, including nature. Send out love to the earth, and the universe means we are giving it to us all. Yeah. Thank you, Trudy. Thank you, Hypnicity.
Yeah.
Most benevolent outcomes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Gina, for entertainment purposes. For entertainment purposes. She get up and do a little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so important, not because I've been on a couple shows and people put comments that like I'm the doom bringer, and I just make it very clear, you know, I'm not sharing this information to scare people.
Right.
That's exactly what I know. That like one of the sins, even though that doesn't exist on the other side, is to purposely create fear in others. And so that's why I've always hesitated in sharing information, just because I don't want to be creating fear. So yes.
As you were saying that, I pulled a card.
Truth and integrity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that got serious again. Okay.
All right. Well, you know, we got to talk about it. This is stuff that we have to talk about. You know,
I mean, yeah,
we have to come together.
it's important. And I mean, even like in readings, for me personally, and I mean, this is, I guess I'll share this. There's a lot of people who are just like, what is happening? Like, I've had a successful business and now it's slowing down. Or, you know, I have a thriving something or other. It's slowing down. I don't know what this means. And it's happening in so many different ways for people. And it is a collective thing that's happening. And I don't know, you know, it's on purpose. It's not that something's wrong in the world. It's because we need this time to do the work on ourselves, to build it. And they've called it, it's like bound, you know, if my cup isn't full, I can't fill yours. That's kind of what they're portraying. We need to build a solid foundation with ourselves, physically and spiritually, mentally, emotionally, with each other. We need to build a foundation. And that's why businesses are slowing down. And that's why the opportunities aren't so clear in terms of, you know, where am I going? What am I doing? What's this mean? What's all about? There are certain windows of knowledge and access to certain things that, at least for me, it's like asking about finance, you know, will I be retiring wealthy? It's like almost like it's those windows at, like, I don't know, baseball games or whatever else, where they concession stand where it's like closed. It's like closed for business for right now, because we are moving into a paradigm where money is part of the old structure. How that manifests, I don't know, but it's we're supposed to be finding what we love and what we're passionate about right now. And it's all being set into motion, and just having the trust and faith that that's the case.
Trust and faith. You said it.
Yeah, I have strong guides. I just, yeah.
I love it. I love these conversations. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, there's Bonnie's question. Hi guys. Can we see
what Claire's I have? Oh, okay.
Oh. It's like, what's a bat Claire? No.
She definitely can see. So, Bonnie, I know you're visual, and I know you're really empathic. So I know that you are online with your vision and your clairsentience, your feeler. You can feel energy. You can feel emotions. But I truly believe that, you know, even though you might not recognize the clairaudience, you might not recognize the claircognizance or the clairgustance or the essence, you know, smelling, tasting, all that stuff. I truly believe that we are all wired. We all have these connections, right? It's just a matter of really like playing with it and truly understanding what it means and what it feels like within your own experience. But I do feel that you are a definite visual and a feeler. And I feel like that sometimes you just know. I feel like sometimes you just know things. You just know things. And you really don't know why you know things. You know, and that's the hardest one. That's the hardest one to describe because, you know, if you see something, you clearly see something in your mind, right? If you hear something spiritually, you either get words plopped into your head, there's something that wasn't there, right? Some people hear on the outs objectively, you know, I don't. That's not my experience. But you can at least connect it with that experience of words dropping into your head or hearing. Claircognizance, where does that come from? It's like, it's just suddenly you just know. What do you feel?
I feel like you know what they are. And sometimes I'm pushing the direction that sometimes we keep asking questions because we don't want to fully embrace the answer that we already have deep within. And this has even come through like hypnosis sessions where people come in with questions and their guides and the higher self comes through, and it's like she just keeps asking these questions because she doesn't want to accept the truth that she already knows this, and it's because she doesn't know what she's going to do with it, so she'd rather ask questions and doubt herself than actually move forward. So I don't know if that resonates with you, but in my experience, if we have the question, we already have the answer. And like Jeffrey says, we all have these abilities. It's just a lot of times we're not listening, we're not seeing, we're not trusting ourselves. And that's actually the biggest thing that we need to overcome. And I think it's just built into the human experience, and it's unfortunate. I do get the audience though for you. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, just and it's abilities are something that's accessible to everyone, and they don't just pop in. You do have to practice. It takes time. It's not like poof, suddenly you see the future. There is actually like people in the past who had abilities were pretty much more common in the ancient past, but they practiced. Children practice meditation. They practice working with certain abilities in ancient times. So it's just that we're impatient. We want it right here, right now. But it's just like walking or learning to talk. It's the same thing. It's just you have to practice in order to really feel comfortable with it. And
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Trudy, I saw Trudy asked a question that's rolled up already, and she was asking about energy balls and energy healing, and if either of us had worked with energy. Yes, Trudy, the answer is yes. I've been there it is. I've been creating energy balls to help heal your daughter. Awesome. Yes, I was attuned to Reiki November 11th, 2006, and that was the impetus to my spiritual awakening. The side effect for me, Trudy, was that it literally ignited all of the spiritual senses all at once, and I thought I was losing my freaking mind. But yes, with respect to energy healing balls, yes, those were we would do exercises together in these workshops, creating these energy balls and feeling the the heat and the structure of that ball, and growing it larger and larger, and then tossing it at each other. And you know, we would do it with our eyes closed, so we could, you know, so we could actually feel when that energy ball would hit us. And it's really, it's very cool. It's fun to play like that. But it's very real. My point is, it's very real. The healing energy is very real, and I love that you're creating the energy healing balls. That's cool.
I don't personally have experience. Feels like everyone's a Reiki master except me, so maybe I need to.
Oh, I think everybody should.
Yeah. I can say though, in hypnosis, with the QHHT, part of it is healing, and when the conditions are right, and the higher self, spirit guides consent to heal an aspect of someone's body, it's always with light. Because part of it is, and it's mainly because it's recordings, for the client to be able to hear what is occurring and what they would be feeling and everything else. And it's always light, that they always say we're channeling in light, or even seeds of light, which is it's just amazing to witness. And a couple months ago, for the first time, it's like they were healing someone's thyroid, and it wasn't like bright. It was like there was this glow that was happening. And I even asked for validation, because I was like, maybe I'm seeing things. And I said, am I seeing like the healing? And they said, yes. They said, this is a little gift for you, so you can be part of the experience. So it was pretty amazing. So yeah, healing energy balls, light. Even imagining channeling light to someone else. It's, you know, our thoughts are things, imagination are things. What we create in our minds is real. So just having faith in that. Yeah. That's a good question. I like it. So I see the question from Astrology Happenings about September changes. Basically, all we were just talking about. That's kind of when things are starting. Just keeping positive. I feel like, are there any new messages or questions you've seen?
I don't think so. There's just some comments about, you know, energy healing. Hypnicity says that, let's see, I'm a pure energy healing academy practitioner. Awesome. Think I should look into Reiki. Awesome. You know, it's complementary to literally everything we do. And you know, and let's see, somebody else said something about the rays, the healing rays. Yes, the healing rays, the violet ray, the white ray, the gold ray. Yeah, you know, that are assigned with each different master, you know, like Saint Germain and the violet ray, I think, or the violet flame. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. But yeah, you know, it's all energy, and it's all beautiful, and with the intention of what it is you're you know, where you're coming from. It's powerful. We are powerful.
Yeah, I should add that, you know, in these sessions that I was just talking about, it is that person that's doing their own healing. It's their higher self. It's that eternal aspect of ourselves that knows everything. So it's not like some beings are floating in and doing a favor. It's the healing that occurs that I've witnessed, that, you know, bones cracking, spines being realigned. I mean, it's incredible to be a witness to. It's that person doing the work on themselves. And that's something I always stress. It's like the healing really is all about you. It's just tapping into that aspect of yourself that has that power and that knowledge and that faith to do it.
Tanji says, no matter what the energy is called, it's all healing energy from source. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw Nivra says I've put it in twice. So I think Nivra needs something.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I saw that earlier. I'm gonna get there. And now I'm getting closer. Ripple effects created. Maybe not. Eva, if you want to repost again, I'm trying to find it. I know I saw it a while ago, so
Lorraine says, wrap the earth in white light and pray. Amen. I'm looking, Nivra.
third time's the charm. Yes. Make it the charm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, here we go. Nivra, can I get a message from Spirit about the next best move in my career and any potential problems there or in love?
Okay.
Can I get a message from Spirit about the next best move in my career? There she is. Okay, she's here. All right, Nivra. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's funny. Captain Morgan said, "Pack your bags." I was like, that actually just popped into my head, so that was kind of synchronistic. I guess I should put it that way.
Yeah, Nivra, I absolutely feel that there's a move happening with you. I definitely feel there's a move for you, and I was just trying to feel in and understand which direction, where. But I think it's hilarious that Captain Morgan would say, "Pack your bags," and you know, and Jason was feeling it too. But what it's feeling like for me, it feels to me like it is. Like I want to call it more like a lateral move. It doesn't feel like a move to a completely new, unknown type of work or position. It feels like a lateral move to a place where you feel like you're able to take your power back and be what and who you are meant to be without oppression or suppression or does that make sense, Jason? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. This isn't about career. It's more about in recognition, whether you're conscious of it or not, that your current location is not good for you, and also recognizing that our physical environment around us is an extension of our aura, and so just that need to relocate or move to a different area. I mean, our spirit teams are being very nitpicky right now, and it's because we need to do the work and we need to be in places that really resonate with us and that we can reach our full potential. And there are certain areas in the world where there is a lot of negative stuff, or crap, if you want to put it that way, that can hold us back. And so I think that, yeah, this is all about finding your center and being grounded. And also the identification of, sometimes I see like, not pirate ships, but like getting on a ship for a new voyage to unknown territory, but turning back and waving goodbye to your old self and the shell that you're leaving behind in terms of stress and anger and fear and all that. Just having that optimism of going into the unknown, but still it's, you know, it's the right direction. That's kind of what it's like following your heart space is what it feels like.
Yeah, and it feels really like, it feels exciting to me. Like it feels free. I feel liberated almost with this new opportunity. I hope that resonates with you, Nivra.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I've got 2 starving children here that are starting to get the Zoom.
Yeah. I think, yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. So,
Hey.
feed me. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thanks, Jeff, for being here. This was good.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
You know I love hanging out with you, and you guys know how much I love hanging out with you. Doesn't matter whose channel we're on.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I like the interchange between just the conversation and the readings. So I think it makes it more.
Yeah, I love it.
Juicy. That's probably not the right word.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll take it.
The show is juicy. Something super juicy. Okay. Yeah. I'll drop that. Okay. All right, everybody. So thank you so much. If you're on my channel, make sure that you subscribe to Jeffrey's. I think I did put his information below the in YouTube on my channel. So please subscribe. Be much appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah, and you guys on my channel, please subscribe to Jason. Discover your light.
Yeah. Yeah. We're spreading out, all of us.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
we're being spirit spreaders.
Yeah, spirit spreaders. That sounds like contagious.
I know.
There's a pill for that too. Okay. All right. Have a good night, and feed your children. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. So.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm going to Taylor Swift tomorrow.